Hello guys and welcome back to Arcanum, where where the hell did it go? Well, I've got a shovel for use, I guess. It stores it on the hotbar. That's kind of crazy, but there we go. Dug up the grave. That's all. I went to Durnholm to get that fucking shovel. It's stupid, but there you go. So there's just a skull there, and there is a book. So let's read the book. Let's read the book. I haven't actually read this, by the way. I just checked that this was actually some sort of progress. And it wasn't just gonna be me starting the set going, oh right, I've got progress. Oh no, I don't. Oh shit, I'm stuck. Yeah. Right, so purchased at the Roseboro gift shop. Oh god, it's that font again. How Nasruddin defeated the nefarious Aronax and other stories. That's kind of random to just put on there. There's the main story and there's some other stories that we really don't care about, but we're gonna mention them. Not even by name, but just, you know, mention that there is something else. It's a bit, yeah. Get around, dear children, and hear the tale of how Nasruddin defeated the nefarious Aronax, child of darkness. Many years ago, before even the oldest of the elven folk alive today was born to this world, Nasruddin the Good ruled our fair Arcanum with kindness and the firm hand of justice. But Aronax was of the darkness, and resented the rule of the light. Within his black heart, he conspired to wrest control away from the virtuous Nasruddin and his holy elven council. Nasruddin, in his goodness, and not knowing of Aronax's evilness, had bestowed a seat on the elven council to Aronax, and to repay this kindness, Aronax destroyed an entire city. Nasruddin's heart was crushed. He condemned Aronax to the void, but Aronax had twisted several of the council to his nefarious ways, and there was war. This was a bitter war, my children, and if not for Nasruddin, Aronax would have destroyed us all. But as it always does, goodness won the day, though a sad day it was, as the great Nasruddin lost his own life as he banished Aronax to the dark, eternal void. So without the blessed Nasruddin guiding our way, we would all be enslaved by evil. Remember this as you go to sleep, and know that Nasruddin watches over us all. But beware, Aronax may still be lying in wait for those who do not mind their elders, and keep to their studies. Which is a bit of a stupid ending, like, hey kids, go learn! Yeah. That doesn't really make too much sense, but okay. I tried to move with WASD again. I should really know by now that that doesn't work. So, hello Bingham. Might I speak with you about a few things? Namely, do you know where Roseboro is? Because I have no clue. Oh nice. What do you know about Roseboro, or its gift shop? Cool. Yeah, I'm leaving now. What? Oh, actually, that seems closer. That's definitely closer. Alright, so is this going to be a town? I really thought that this was the last town that I haven't been to yet, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Actually, I probably am wrong, considering just, you know, how much there probably still is to the main storyline. It doesn't feel like I've done a lot in it, but I somehow don't feel like I've gotten too far. Oh yeah, there it is. Roseboro. Okay, fine. Let's stop at Bolo's altar and then go to Roseboro. More level 20 guys trying to kill us who get one-shotted. Well, that sucks for him. Take the studded leather though, as always. I can probably walk this, right? Right? I probably shouldn't. I really probably shouldn't have. I'm just curious, sometimes it seems like it's right there, but... Did I just walk past it? I can't even see where the hell it is. Seem to be right on top of it, but... Ah, that would be it. So there's an altar and there's another altar. Hell, I don't know who Bolo is, so... I really don't know what he wants me to put on it. Bolo, clever thief. Progo, watchful eye. Shadow, now here and now gone. Arm, now here, now gone. Bolo, face of pain. Progo, face of rage. Soul, now here, now gone. Progo, now here, now gone. This doesn't... Huh. Your blessing, now here, now here? So you can get blessing if you do something or other? Yeah, let's just go to Roseboro. I have no clue. That's probably related to one of the thieves' master quests, maybe? Probably related to the thieves, maybe? I don't know. Well, let's see what we're dealing with. Wow, big map. Stonehenge, by the looks of it. Okay, this place is bigger than I thought. I still wish I could zoom out, but I can't. Alright, so this map is pretty big. Don't seem to be too many houses all concentrated, but the map is huge. So I guess I shall just go here, go to Stonehenge, and then visit, you know, everything around here. And end over here, I guess, but... He's just a guard. We can just walk in here. Huh. Oh, this seems to be the barracks, I guess. This seems to be the barracks. Otherwise, I wouldn't know why you would have, you know, a couple of bunk beds right there. Right. So, over there. Really not even sure what I'm expecting to find there, but... How about, you know, a lot of nothing? Looks neat, though. Definitely looks neat, but... I prefer something useful, but that's just me. Some freshly dug graves there. Is that ominous foreshadowing? Or is it just at random? No Arcanum. It's probably foreshadowing, isn't it? Owen Moore. Gone away, owing more than he could pay. Okay. Here lies Philip Misk. Am I really going to? So. Ah, there we go. There we go. Didn't even need the gift shop. That's just sheer friggin' luck. Oh, I just know that some of you are going, oh god, he totally knew that already. I swear upon, I don't know, my life, because it's true, so I don't care, that I did not know. It's just sheer luck. So that's awesome. So let's read that. And we have the location of tsen'ang. I dedicate this to my dearest Raven. I would gladly face again these horrors and 1,000 others for only another moment with you. Dearest reader, it is only with the greatest fear and trepidation that I share this harrowing tale with you today. Even here, safe within the confines of my own home, I am still overcome with dread at the thought of what I am about to tell you, and what it might mean for me or those close to me. And yet I feel compelled to do so, and the great muse guiding my pen to this paper, and the words flow forth from the darkest regions of my heart and mind, where they have stayed well hidden until this very evening. I beg of you, give ear to my confession, and, if it please you, take this tale from me, and return only your belief and trust that what you are about to hear is only and nothing but the truth. My name is Renford Ater Williger, born off the outlying regions of Ashbury, not far from the lair of Bellerogrim, where they found the bones of the great dragon. My childhood was a bright one, full of happiness and light, and my parents gave me all that a child might need. I was schooled both practically and excellently. When my 18th year came around, I was accepted into Tehran University, and ultimately found my way into the Tehrantian Zoological Society. Archaeology was first love, but my first assignment with the society was with the Cultural Anthropology Department. It was somewhat of a farce, actually, but the society had been given an enormous grant by one of Tehran's leading philanthropists for a very specific purpose. That purpose was to confirm the existence of the Dark Elves. Every man, woman, and child in Arcanum has been raised on ghost stories and bedtime tales of these strange people known only as the Dark Elves. To the anthropologists, they are the proverbial oasis in the desert. Proof of their existence has always literally disappeared into the air. No man had ever set eyes upon them, and not one shred of physical evidence had ever been found to establish that they were real. Myths and legends plentiful, but for the itinerant scientists... Wait, what? Myths and legends were plentiful, but for the itinerant scientist, these mean less than nothing. What was needed was undeniable evidence, and I set out on the adventure with determination and confidence in my ability to bring forth just that. Why the hell was he confident? If there's literally never been any sign, yet he's confident. Right. Right, I'll keep on reading now. Sorry for that. Had I known what lay ahead, I would have forsworn both anthropology and philanthropy, and returned to work as a day laborer in the Ashbury shipyards. Better the backbreaking work than the nightmares I face every night. Before leaving Toronto, I employed the services of a certain Jaran Benal, an elven tracker who was recommended to me by the noble Mr. Quentin Payne, famed explorer and gentleman in every sense of the word. Jaran Benal had been born in the Glimmering Forest, and it was said that there wasn't a more knowledgeable man about the deep elven groves this side of the Stonewall Mountains. His fees were a little less than reasonable, but I had been given enormous liberty in spending the allotted funds, and it was my honest opinion that Mr. Benal was crucial to the success of the mission. I couldn't have been more correct. Within weeks, we were well within the deepest and yet uncharted regions of the Western Glimmering, and never once did the unflappable Mr. Benal look to his compass or consult a map. Occasionally, he would stand for a moment within a clearing or beneath a great tree, head cocked, eyes closed, but aside from these infrequent moments of meditation, it was all we could do to keep up with him. Upon the 42nd day of our journey, we came to a great meadow, seemingly alive with the multitude of birds and butterflies that flew above it. Crossing this fragrant and lively field was one of the most vivid moments I'd experienced on the journey so far, and I was so enthralled by the scene around me that I almost missed the most spectacular vision given to the eyes of a mortal man. Kintara, the great elven tree city, lay within the towering trees at the end of the clearing, hanging like a cut jewel in the crown of a king. The mother tree, almost 400 feet tall, housed the intricately carved Hall of Truth, which shone white and smooth in the noonday sun. Impossibly thin walkways wove in and out of the boughs of the great tree, not taking away from its natural beauty, but adding to it, as if the city were merely a convenient and beautiful tangle of leaves and branches, tattooed with the flowing runes and symbols in the ancient elven tongue. And among these, the graceful and lithe forms of the elves, singing their beautiful songs and looking down upon the ragtag group of men with curiosity and amusement. Of Kintara, I can only say this. The month I spent there was the best of my entire life. I learned much less about the Dark Elves than I would have liked. Almost nothing at all, really. But the moment I spent there were strange and wonderful and breathtaking, and I will not do them disservice by attempting to put them into words. Suffice it to say that I learned there as a young man what often takes others a lifetime, and to my teacher I give heartfelt thanks and the warmest greetings. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of you. We left the trees of Kintara with little more than faint whispers about the Dark Elves and where they might be found. The elves of Kintara were very reluctant to speak of them, and they begged us to forget such foolishness and to go home to Tarant. I, of course, would hear no such talk, and we travelled on. North this time, as Mr. Benall believed he had uncovered a clue as to their whereabouts during his investigations while in Kintara. And he had discovered a name, tsen'ang, the home of the Dark Elves. We travelled for 17 more days, exhausting our supplies and sending most of the party back to Tarant. The forest had become thicker and more brambly, and it seemed that many of the trees were adorned with thorns, some more than a foot long. Another week, and it was only Mr. Benall and myself, and we had agreed to return before the first of the month if we failed to find any further evidence of the Dark Elf's existence. That gave us 6 days to find tsen'ang, and we pressed on despite our anxiety and fatigue. On the day before... Wait, what? On the day before, we had planned to return. The weather took a vicious turn. From out of the north came dark thunderheads, and lightning flew down from the sky like barbed lances of white fire. It began to rain, and we found an uneasy shelter beneath the massive roots of one of the great trees, which seemed poised over us like a giant and grotesquely gnarled hand. I was shivering, and not altogether from the cold and rain. Weird shadows played against the trunks of trees as the storm strengthened, and the lightning became more frequent. Thunder tore the sky above our heads. I looked at Mr. Benall, and for the first time since we left Tarant, I saw fear reflected in his eyes. I can't say when I first became aware of them, but one moment, while looking out through the rain, I began to notice shadows that stayed, even after the lightning had subsided. Those shadows became phantoms. The phantoms, something worse. They were stock still, tall and wiry, ghostly faces of color of ivory with eyes of the blackest night. Their hair hung in limp strands against their foreheads and cheeks, and they stood unblinking, oblivious to the storm and its ragings. Benall screamed something to my right, and then was pulled bodily from our shelter to the roots above. He screamed once more, and then was silent. I never heard from nor saw him again. I ran headlong past the elves in front of me, swinging blindly to clear a path. I was mad with fear, and my feet carried me deeper into the forest. I thought I heard dark and twisted laughter above and behind me, and shadowy figures darted among the trees to my left and right. Thorns tore at my arms and legs, and I stumbled among stones and the underbrush, screaming incoherently. More than once, great elven arrows sunk into the trees around me, grazing my skin as they flew by. They were playing with me, enjoying the hunt, waiting for just the right moment. My head was light from exhaustion and blood loss, and I fell to my knees, gasping for air. When I looked up, I saw it. There, in the trees